Well, that's why that's an impressive exploration from the chips, I would say. So as Magyar, I can imagine a fast castle knight. And what I like with the unknown is the diversity of its strategy. Playing as Skeld, we can imagine maybe some men-at-arms. But it also can be some range units, of course. I think that offwo did use some random numbers to define the strategy. We've got an idle villagers here. I didn't see this issue for a quite long time. That's a big distance to lure the deer. Yes, it's almost 40 tiles from the TC. Alright, looks like the unknown preferred to find its opponent first. But I'm not sure the unknown would lure the deer to the TC anyway. Alright, we got the barrack from red before having researched feudal age, so we can expect maybe some militians. Now it looks like it's keeping its resources to click up. So, okay, we've got militians. So we might have an aggressive the unknown coming on blue. And the general will have to care because the gold is quite exposed. Alright, 4 militians. Now we are waiting for the assault. Well, that's not the best watchtower, I would say. Maybe to protect against an heroic attack. Alright, let's go to attack now, please. So we have a lake of gold now for the general. Alright, we've got arches now. But I would say that everything looks fine for the general. Red didn't show up with its men-at-arms. And the general is untouched. Okay, they are protecting the tower. Alright, we've got the +1 attack, defense I mean. Did okay, it looks like the unknown did see the stable under construction, that's why we've got some precious spearmen. Yeah, I really don't know why is this watchtower having built there. Alright, it looks like blue is ready to attack. The leader being the scout. The knights are just following the scout. Because of course the scout know everything where the buildings are, etc. Okay, the knights are not scared by the GC. But at least they're known to have something for the defense. Okay, our luck is unknown at this point. The economy have not been hurt. I don't know how many villagers have been killed, but probably not that many. So a second TC for the general. And red should click up quite soon. It just needs to keep its resources. And that's it. Yeah, it keeps using the gold instead of just keeping them. Okay, it clicked up for almost 28 minutes castle age, which is not too bad regarding the so many units actually trained. It looks like the general is now more focused on its economy than on training knights. We've got at least 8 knights and 2 TCs. Okay, a third TC upcoming. So for the fun of this game, I would like to see the unknown attack with its many crossbows. At least we've got fletching, and we will also want to see Bodkin arrow and re-crossbow researched. We've got 3 crossbows. I like the fact that it is researching pikemen, which is pretty important. And now, eventually, I think that the unknown is not in a so bad position. We've got 3 barracks, 1 UTC, and Bodkin arrow. The economy upgrades, +1 defense for the archers, which might be leather archer armor, something like that. But unfortunately the general is not attacking. Wow, a 4th TC for blue. Let's compare the populations. So 71 civilian population for 83 population. So it does have almost 20 more villagers, but way less military population. The node needs a new lumber camp. Alright, so we've got some other knights trained, university, and archer ranges. Okay, it looks like the general is preparing slowly the transition to Imperial Age. Yeah, the general did just forget to attack, and now the general is growing. by a lot. Yeah, I think that general should win this. The unknown is really too passive. I didn't notice this in the previous game. Okay. For some reasons it just attacks with a small army of scorpions and pikemen. And at least this small battle makes the unknown attack eventually. And the general is researching Imperial Age, and the castle in the front is pretty important. Any ram for? Yes, we've got one ram. We would like to see a few more. So the castle is pretty important. Okay, Magyar Hussars. Okay, so from what I noticed, we've got Magyar Hussars, carry archers, knights, we got crossbows. Oh, that's a quite aggressive castle. I think that the general needs to mass more units before going for this kind of aggression. So red is using its wall resources to keep turning units, so it's really far from researching Imperial Age. But at the same time, the general do not manage to mass its military population. Oh, I didn't realize this castle was here. Alright, so Red is expanding its town with another TC. And it keeps training units 8 by 8. So the knights are almost full up, just Paladin is missing. Well, with the good use of its market, the Unknown could be able to research Imperial Age not too far away. Well, what a sneaky villager. I think that if... Oh, too bad it is leaving now. This is too bad for the Unknown. But yeah, definitely the castles are helping the general a lot. The first one was very important. Let's see if this villager can do it. Oh, he will do it. Okay, so the Unknown is now researching Imperial Age. This game is just crazy. And those two castles are really annoying for the general, I would say. And it's also funny to see that the unknown was so passive during the whole feudal age and castle age, and when it started attacking, it never stopped. But definitely the general needs to break those two castles. So of course maybe some ramps could help. Alright, it's a lot of trust units from the unknown with the halberdiers and skirmishers. Okay, we are close to 1 hour game time. It will be time to go for 4 times the speed. So let's go. Well, this game was very interesting with those castles from the unknown. The push castle in the north of the map. And unfortunately the general never managed to have a strong enough military population to push the unknown. Alright, so very good game. I'll go for the 3v3. Alright, so let's see which are the civilizations. Hans, Frankish and Breton. And for the unknown, Chinese, Frankish and Teutonic. Alright, good luck boss. So once again, the unknown can offer diversity in these strategies. In 4v4, I noticed that it loves to sling. I don't know what would happen in a 3v3 if the sling strategy is used or not. Well, it's nice to see you around, offwo. I didn't realize you were there. So as you can see, the unknown keep showing good stuff against the most recent AIs. Oh, this boar is quite far from the TC. Oh, too bad. Teal Scout. I hope that it can move with this lumber camp. This is so bad for teal. Alright, so it didn't find two llama, and it won't be able to lure the deer to the TC unless a tree happened, well, is cut. Alright, so as Chinese, we've got one barrack already under construction for red, which is researching filtrage time. Purple is on stone, okay. It plays as Teutonic. So I'm curious to see if it will attempt a trash. Alright, so at this point, the scout is supposed to be able to move now, or maybe not. Okay, one tree is blocking the access. And red did find the two ships and are stealing it. Alright, so purple builds a market. It looks like it will go for fast castle and Teutonic knights, maybe. Interesting. Okay, the teal scout is eventually free again. I can imagine its frustration. At least we've got two more ships which have to be found. So blue side we've got one stable for green, and okay, archer range for teal. As Britain it will go for crossbows maybe. I think that the general will always fast castle, if I'm right. Okay, teal is okay. He didn't realize that purple is building defensive towers because it will sling. Maybe let's see who is gonna be slung. Maybe yellow. Okay, see you, bandits. Okay, so yellow, purple is swinging red. So let's see how the crossbows will deal with those defensive tower from purple, and if the general can go for an early siege workshop and rams. Green is targeting red while yellow is targeting blue. Maybe they will meet each other in this place. Nope. Green is targeting one knight from yellow. Okay, red definitely needs to survive from green because it is actually the slung player. So let's say that the resources needs to be not wasted. At this point, we would like to see crossbows. Yep, crossbows is researched. Unfortunately, red should lose its whole units. Alright, he did so many anyway. So now let's see if it can counterattack. Or maybe it will stay quite passive, like it happened in the 1v1. Yellow is now targeting teal. Oh, interesting move from teal. It's a bit unfortunate to be attacked at the same time. So it's gonna be a crossbows war between teal and red. That's quite funny. Yeah, I assume that red will win this fight. Let's compare green and yellow's population. Okay, green have many more populations than yellow. Oh, red is not too far from going Imperial Age. Let's see if it does have the building required. We've got the siege workshop, one castle, and what else? I don't see any monastery, so the castle will do the job anyway. I assume that green will be fast in researching Imperial Age, so it's important red to research as soon as possible. So blue is 71 population, red 105, and it is researching Imperial Age. 120 for green, 82 for yellow, 70 for teal, 76 for purple. Well, the army composition from red is gonna be scary. Chukonus, scorpions, and halberdiers, I guess, in Imperial Age. Well, I don't know why this red villagers is trying to build one university here. Okay, 2 siege workshop, 1 university, 1 house. Let's say that Teal is under pressure now. So blue should be the next going for Imperial Age. So as Frankish, let's see what this general can do in Imperial Age. It does have cavaliers, of course. It's time to make some damage. Alright, heavy scorpions, halberdiers. The Chukonus are full upgraded. And I like to see that green won't waste its time breaking those forward buildings with its whole army. At least we've got many knights coming on red now. It will face halberdiers, but it can manage to kill some villagers maybe. Yeah, Red's army is really scary at this point. Well, the Cavaliers are doing a good job, blue side. Okay, so throwing axemen, Cavaliers, and Paladins are upcoming for green. It looks like purple keeps slinging resources. Okay, maybe not. It's in Castle Age and training units. It's a good point green to help blue because blue is in a very bad shape. Yeah, that's a lot of trade cards actually, the unknown side compared to the general side. So blue is eventually recovering step by step. Green doing a great job on red. So it's pretty important blue to come back in this game because green will have to face yellow and purple quite soon. Teal being defeated at this point. Yeah, so 60 population for red, 11 population for teal. Oh, yellow is now attacking green. Yeah, green needs to come back and to defend now. And purple is researching Keeper Age. That's a pretty good game from the unknown once again. So the general will need to make a comeback in case it loses this game again. It stays possible. We'll have 2v2 and 4v4. Not today, but soon. So the strategy is working quite well. Purple slinging red. Green looks to have survived from this assault, but it's now 123 population. I think it's kind of low pop also because it doesn't have that many villagers, and yeah, trade cards also are not that many. I don't know what those villagers are actually doing. Okay, let's see purple's population. We've got many uncannoners and halberdiers. Yeah, definitely the knows how to trade. And Teal is still alive with one unique TC. With 8 population and pretty low resources. And actually yellow and purple are full population. Yeah, this is true. If the general is facing the slinging groups, interesting. Well, the unknown won't sling in every single game, but we've got at least Yggdrasil. And which is the other one? PUCBS. I've got the feeling that the unknown in late game tends to be stronger than the general. It managed to keep having full population. I don't know where is the yellow's military. It sounds like it's not attacking, despite the fact it's full population. Funny to see that red keeps being scary. Yeah, it keeps being slung by purple, I guess. So despite being 18 villagers, it managed to have more military population than the enemy. So blue is back to a decent population. This general is lucky because yellow is actually not attacking. So it's maybe a bug from the unknown preventing yellow to attack, and it gives maybe the opportunity of a comeback for the general. Okay, we've got more trade cards now between blue and green. And blue is not too far from reaching the trade routes of its enemy. Green is back in the battle. Yeah, maybe general just needs a lot of time to have a decent trade route and to be able to have a strong enough economy to keep training units eventually. And here we go. It's time to kill some trade cards. And green managed to push purple now. I really would like to see teal to come back. It's now 40 population. And it is slung. Nice. Okay, yellow eventually decided to defend its town. Alright, red is now 3 villagers and 62 population. Red is really close to die. And imagine that red won't come back until he's eventually rebooming. And maybe he will come back and fight. Actually, we've got 3 TCs for teal. Alright. I don't know what those longswordsmen are doing there. I guess it's supposed to counter something. Okay, so green back to 150 population. Okay, it looks like yellow eventually send its military on the enemy. So now I think it's game over. As soon as yellow decided to play again, blue just couldn't defend. And Teal is dying again. Alright, so the unknown is really surprising in this match. The 2v2 will be interesting because if I'm right, we've got two Meso civilizations each. Let's check the civilizations for the 2v2. Yeah, Incas plus Aztec for the general. Versus Byzantine and Teutonic for the unknown. Alright, so GG is unknown. That was quite impressive. And yellow have so many resources at the end. And yeah, so does purple. Even red did have a decent economy despite having one villager only at the end. Yellow was really the big guy. Alright, so I'm out for tonight. I don't know if Mr. Elephant will stream tonight. I heard that he was around to run games, so maybe. Well, I think that the version 3 of The Unknown was much better than the previous version of The Unknown. And clearly it did great here. So anyway, I'm out for tonight. Thank you for having watched and see you soon.